My name is Dena Byrum. I'm a third-year law student at Charleston School of Law. Undergraduate was Furman University in Greenville, South Carolina. I lived in Charleston for the last 14 years. I was born here, left for a while, lived in other parts of the state, about 18 years in the upstate, and then we came back home to Charleston. I'm pursuing a law degree because I should have done it the first time around, perhaps. I was tempted to. I had actually a high school teacher that said, Dena Bird, my maiden name, if you don't become a lawyer, you will have missed your calling in life. But of course I was 17 and knew everything and chose to save the world instead as a social worker. I got my master's degree in social work, went on to a long, great career in healthcare. I started here, I went first year part-time, then I had to make a decision. Come back in and be a full-time student? Am I going to stay in the workforce? What am I going to do? And I chose school. You know, my first year I worked full-time during COVID, and I worked 50 hours a week at least, plus went to school. But most of the time, you know, if you enjoy it and you know how to organize your life, you can do it. I was helping with orientation, and there was a 1L, and he said, is it hard? And I said, well, of course it's hard. It's law school. It's supposed to be hard, but that doesn't mean you can't do it. And he was like, okay, you think I can do it? I said, you can do it. If it had not been for Professor Lund, I would not be here today. I was at a very low point one day, and he was just so matter of fact, because I just told him, I just have a luck, you know. He said, he looked at his son, he looked at me, he goes, you're doing fine. You're doing better than most. You'll be fine. And I don't know why, but that just gave me so much peace. Being an older student, and most of them being much younger than me, you always wonder, will I make relationships? And I have some very dear friends here. When I came from part-time to full-time, I wasn't used to a full-time schedule yet. And so when first assessments came up, I really did not have a study plan for that many classes. And so the class that I did the best at, evidence, was the one that I didn't study the most for, which was a huge mistake. It's a 4-credit-hour class, and it was hearsay. And I did terrible. I just did awful. But what I did is I asked everybody for help. I did practice essay after practice essay. And so I have a certain way that I get ready for assessments now. And that was the biggest learning experience in law school, and so helpful. And then I did fine on the final. Well, outside of the classroom, there's so many opportunities here. Externship I'm doing right now at Pohl & Willey Mastapulo firm. I did the fellowship with the Ackerman Fellowship with Charleston Pro Bono over the summer. I've had the opportunity to work with the Charleston Mediation Center, with the Center for Heirs Property Preservation. This will be my second year helping out with the guardianship visits with the Charleston County Probate. What attracted me to law was mainly the fact that, as I said, I had thought about it before, but really when I was younger, I don't think I had the confidence to do it. I didn't know any lawyers. It was a time where there weren't many female lawyers at all. So when I started looking for what's next in life, I kept hearing that high school teacher saying, perhaps you missed your calling.